It seems some of you guys like my ideas for new moves in the next season of Street Fighter V, so let me continue with the rest of the characters from Season 1. There's a lot to cover, so let's not waste any more time and get right on it. Alex. I was happy to see that Alex's appearance in Street Fighter V brought back pretty much all of his old moves, with the Spyro DDT throw being one of the few that did not show up, so why not give it as his new V-skill? It would certainly allow some pressure and make opponents afraid of blocking too much, even from a distance. V-Reversal honestly looks pretty good as it is, but since we're giving everyone new moves, maybe he could jump in the air and perform an elbow drop to honor his wrestling origins. Now V-Trigger. Alex enters a special state where all of his attacks inflict much more stun damage. The new critical art is Stun Gun Headbutt, which, used during his V-Trigger, will make the opponent dizzy. Rashid. Hashido's new V-skill would allow him extra mobility in the air. Use it while grounded for a long jump, or perform a double jump while in the air to any direction you want. V-Reversal would see him quickly spin in a tornado and toss the opponent far away, while V-Trigger will give Rashid the ability to perform any of his special moves in the air for a short time. During his new critical art, Rashid would fly at the opponent a few times, kinda like Vega's old Bloody High Claw. Vega. Speaking of him, let's make the Shadaloo assassin remove or put on his mask with a new V-skill, increasing the damage taken, as well as dealt. Sky High Claw would make a return as the new V-Reversal, and the V-Trigger will give him the ability to cancel any normal move into an invincible backflip. For the critical art, I'll go with the return of Street Fighter Alpha 3's Scholard Mirage. Gayo. The man with 2 special moves will get a V-skill that makes the next flash kick deal double damage, effectively making the player choose each of his classical special moves he wants to upgrade. V-Reversal would be a violent kick that throws the opponent across the screen, and V-Trigger will see Gayo attempt to throw handcuffs towards the opponent, hoping to paralyze them for a moment. Keeping up with the wave of classic moves, his new critical art could be the good old double flash. Ibuki. There's a character that hangs out around every part of the tier list in different Street Fighter games, depending on the arsenal of moves she has at her disposal. To increase her options in Street Fighter V, I'd give her a new V-skill that sees Ibuki performing her neck breaker, a move that many players, at least among my friends, miss in her arsenal. V-Reversal could be her old special move Tsumuji, and V-Trigger would still involve bombs, but this time in a different variety that explodes upon impact, breaking the opponent's guard. Critical art would be the badass Yameshiguri attack. Laura. For the new Brazilian girl, a V-skill that makes Laura counter an attack would be an interesting take in her Jiu-Jitsu abilities. The new V-Reversal would see her dodging an attack and trading sides with the adversary, while Laura's V-Trigger could give her some sort of protective electric aura, dealing white damage to whoever is close to her. For her new critical art, a series of stylish kicks would allow her to have something with which to chip her victories if it comes to it. Karting. I like her V-skill, but I'll just make her laugh and power up her next move, perhaps causing extra hit stun, allowing for new combos. V-Reversal would be a quick dash to safety, far away from the opponent, and V-Trigger would power up all of her special moves in a similar way to how Cammy works. Critical art would be her old Kanzukiryu Kouken, an anti-air special move that looks very similar to her EX Resen Ha in Street Fighter V. Birdie. He returned as a fat glutton in Street Fighter V, so his initial V-skill of eating and drinking makes a lot of sense. Therefore, I'd keep the theme, only changing his menu, which would involve him consuming a chicken leg in one bite and tossing the bone as an arching projectile. V-Reversal would be a headbutt that throws the adversary across the screen. Birdie's V-Trigger in Season 1 gives him a powered-up state, so the new one could go on a different route and make him pull junk food that he could eat to recover some health. Critical art would be a special grab that headbutts the opponent so strongly that will cause a dizzy state. Balrog. Back in the old days, Balrog used to have one of the most feared throws in the game, a very annoying headbutt that, depending on how fast you mashed, could easily take half of your life away. So let's bring that monster back as his new V-skill, shall we? V-Reversal would be a new dodge out of trouble, changing sides, and V-Trigger would make every attack having 1 hit of armor, only being spended after a button press instead of running on a timer. As for his new critical art, I just really love Dirty Boo, his Ultra 2 in Street Fighter 4, so I'd give him that back. Maybe now it could actually be useful for something. Orion. Street Fighter 3 mode for Orion. He punches the ground with his new V-skill, increasing his attack power for all moves except throws. He can also hit the opponent, but doesn't give him a bonus in that case. V-Reversal would be a leap across the screen, and V-Trigger, well, wouldn't change. Let's face it, nobody wants to mess with Aegis Reflector, right? So instead, let's give him a new critical art. Tyrant Slaughter, his old move from Street Fighter 3. And finally, there's Judy. Her initial V skill is a little complicated, so let's make it easier by giving a special taunt that charges her V gauge. V reversal would be a quick teleport dash like the one she did with her counter in Street Fighter 4. And V trigger would be something like Feng Shui Engine Type B, giving Judy access to her old Fireball dive kick game. Critical arc will be her Kaisen Dankaidaku that kinda works like her reversal in the first season, but we'll be back to the awesome original animation in this new version. So there you go. This is my list of ideas for new moves in Season 2. Feel free to leave a comment if you want. I'm curious to hear about your ideas as well. See you guys.